Hello friends and welcome to Sustainable Prepping, your home for fear-free emergency preparedness and a sustainable life. My name is Brecky and today I am going to be going over my 2021 goals and I'm going to see how I did. It was not the best year as far as meeting my goals, and we're going to talk about why. If you're new here, I want to say a great big welcome. I am so very glad that you have found my little slice of the internet. If you're not new, I want to say welcome back. We have surpassed 500 subscribers. Y'all, I'm going to kill about this for another week. I am just so excited and so glad to have all of you joining me. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon so you get all of my fear-free emergency preparedness videos. I have a whole bunch in store and I wouldn't want you to miss any of them. So my 2021 goals were pretty simple. I had 5 of them and they were all about really expansion of goods, expansion of skills, expansion of education and outreach. And I didn't do as well as I had wanted. Now, one of the reasons I didn't do as well as I had hoped was because I didn't have benchmarks. I know better than this. You have to have benchmarks. You have to have hard and fast deadlines and kind of numbers to help keep you on track. And I didn't put those things in place. 2021 was a crazy year, just like 2020 has been. Y'all know I have twin toddlers plus 2 middle schoolers. We have a very busy home. The toddlers are home full time. I'm working full time. My husband works full time. And I'm trying to make the videos. So we have a very, very full life together. Because of that, I didn't put enough steps in place. I love to build things out on baby steps, and y'all, I didn't do that with this, and therefore it got neglected. So let me go over the 5 goals that I had, and I will tell you whether or not I reached them at all. My first goal was to get 3 full months of long-term food storage. Now, I teach a 3-tier food storage system. You have a working pantry that encompasses a deep freezer and your regular refrigerator and the cupboards you use every day. That's your first tier. Your second tier, your midterm tier, is stuff that is primarily commercially canned or packaged items that you're rotating on an annual basis that you have a 1 to 3 month or 4 month supply of. And then you have your long-term food storage. This is the stuff that you are putting away for 20 to 25 years that you're not rotating as often. This is your rice, beans, corn, so forth and so on. I have a really robust working pantry and a really robust mid-tier pantry. So I felt very confident with those resources already on lock. Those I think are the most important, frankly, because those are the things that are easiest to use and they're the easiest to pick up and they're the things that are most familiar. So getting that long-term food storage hasn't been a priority, but I wanted to go ahead and get it done last year. Truth be told, I didn't quite get where I wanted. I was able to add 1.5 buckets of beans, 1 bucket of oats, and 4 buckets of rice, which is about 1/3 of what I would have liked to have had. But I didn't have hard and fast numbers, so I didn't have a way to meet those benchmarks. I'm gonna review this, and when I make my 2022 goals, I definitely want to have specific numbers, and if I can find them, specific dates that I think can help me propel forward. So I did do some of this. I mean, I have buckets of rice, I have buckets of rolled oats, buckets of both chickpeas and cannellini beans. So I have things in place, but I didn't get the bucket of salt that I had planned on doing. I didn't get a bucket of sugar I'd planned on doing, though I have some of those things in my midterm pantry. They're just pieces that I didn't quite achieve, and it was because I didn't have specific goals. So when I do my 2022 video, you better believe I'm gonna have those specific goals. I would give myself, I don't know, 3 out of 5 stars. I got about halfway to my goal on that one. My second goal was to add freeze-dried food into everyday meal prep. I didn't really do this. I had planned at least monthly to be using my freeze-dried food. I have the pantry cans from Thrive Life. I'm a Thrive Life consultant, not because I'm trying to sell anything, but because I buy the product. If you're interested, there will be a link below. But I wanted to try to start using particularly the meat and the cheese to get really familiar with it, and I just did not keep up with this. I did a couple of meals. We super love the fruit, of course. It's a very easy thing to pop and go. The littles love the dried fruit. I've used some of the freeze-dried onions. I've used some of the mashed potato mix, and we really enjoy that. But those are things that are very easy. I do want to really use more of the meat, so I feel very confident in how to use that and how to put it together in meals. I don't buy the meals already mixed. I buy single ingredients. I think it just gives you so much more variety. So I want to feel more confident with that. I don't know if I will translate that into one of my overarching goals for 2022, but I definitely did not achieve this. I would say I got like a 2 out of 5, maybe a 1 out of 5 as far as accomplishing this particular goal. All right, my third goal for 2021 was to increase my water storage. That's a nebulous goal, right? I didn't have a specific benchmark of what I was trying to get to. So I did do that. I absolutely increased my water storage. I did a video where I showed you guys I was putting up about 25 gallons worth of water, which is great. I have a family of 6, and if we add in a little bit of extra, water for washing and cooking, we're looking at 7 gallons of water a day times 7 days in a week is 49 gallons. You add on an extra gallon to make it a nice even 50, and I got about half of a week's worth of water stored. Now, I was able to recover our 55-gallon drum, and I do want to, I want to count the fact that I was able to save a drum. We thought it had been lost. We thought it had been infected and not able to be cleaned, but it was able to be cleaned. So we do have some water storage, but I wanted to get twice as much as I got. I got 25 gallons. I wanted to get 50 gallons so I could have a full week's addition to what we have. And my long-term goal is to get to 200 gallons of water stored, because that would give us about a month's worth of water. Didn't think I'd get to 200 gallons this year, but I had hoped to get to at least 100 gallons, and I'm at about 75 right now. Well, actually, I'm probably closer to 90 because I have other water stored in other places. So not quite as far off, but I had hoped to get 50 extra gallons. But because I didn't write that down, I didn't have that motivation of, okay, I gotta check this off. I just wanted to increase water storage. In the future, I'll be giving myself some hard and fast numbers. I'm really learning a lot that I can't just count on myself to have big, grand ideas. I have to have those specific goals. Are you like this? I definitely find that with more and more going on, if I don't have the baby steps written out, I'm not going to follow through. My fourth goal was also nebulous, and it was learn more first aid skills. I did 0 of this. I wasn't able to sign up for any classes because in the summer when I had planned to start looking for classes, we had the Omicron flare up, and I have just decided to be extra safe and cautious, though I am hoping that this spring, with our girls being able to get vaccinated and with Omicron slowly kind of going away, I'll be able to do more. Frankly, I forgot about it until later in the year, and then Omicron was happening and I just didn't do it. No excuses other than I forgot and I didn't have a good plan. But this year I'm going to have a good plan. First aid skills are super important. And so as I've been building out my first aid kit, I want to make sure I know how to use it to the best of my ability. So that is a priority that I will probably be translating over into my 2022 goals. Totally failed. 0 out of 5. 0 out of 5. My fifth and final goal was teaching preparedness. I had a plan to do at least 1 video a week, and for the most part, I stayed true to that. I was about 1 video a week up until November, and then when we hit Thanksgiving, all of my family came into town. I got sick at the tail end of Thanksgiving, and I stayed sick through most of December, and I just was so tired that at the very end, I kind of fell down on videos, but I think overall I did very well. I'm going to give myself a 4 out of 5 stars for that particular goal. It isn't perfect, but I really tried. I've had some tech issues, and frankly, I was paying for a website that was a little bit too expensive for us. So I'll be moving things to a cheaper website to host all the info that I want to be able to give to you guys. I'm going to give myself 4 out of 5 stars. It wasn't perfect, but I stayed with it. And I think you guys are a testament. The fact that there's 500 of you is a testament that it's a good community that's getting something out of all these videos. And while I'm not a totally ego-driven person, it does make me feel good to know that somebody is getting something out of all these videos that I'm doing. So what did I take away from 2021? Well, first of all, that I have to have really clear plans. I know this about myself. I do project management, and yet somehow I just thought that I would just do the things without benchmarks. So I'm going to be doing that as I put together my 2022 goals. Additionally, I think I took on a lot of big projects, and I need to scale back and really get specific. Water storage. If I want to do more water storage, I need to have a hard and fast number. If I want to do first aid skills, I need to maybe list, CPR training and first aid 1, something like that, where I have really, really specific skill sets in mind. I think that I have focused on things, and in part because we see supply chain issues, that it can be easy to focus on the stuff part of emergency preparedness. But I think for 2022, I'm going to be shifting into more of a skills approach. It's really, really important that we have skills. Skills can never be taken away from you. Your stuff can go. You can eat through your food storage. You can, have it taken from you. But if you have foraging skills or gardening skills, you'll be able to feed yourself, for example. 2021 also taught me not to get ahead of myself and my expectations. I really had hoped that we would have vaccines for under 5s, that we would really see a lot more normalcy with things opening up, with people being able to interact again. And I got a little bit complacent, I'll be honest with you. And I learned that complacency is dangerous because we aren't out of the weeds yet. And when this particular, crisis, this particular emergency begins to fade, there are many other things on the horizon. And while we have to balance our worries and our concerns for the future with a sense of joy and peace and knowing that you can only do what you can do and looking confidently and optimistically into the future, you don't want to be lulled into a sense of security that isn't there, that can make you miss things. So finding that balance between wanting security and needing security to live a mentally healthy life, and not letting myself be blindsided because I've accepted false security. 2021 has reminded me not to take anything for granted. That was a lesson I learned in 2020, and it has just been brought home again in 2021. Every day is a gift, and our security is a gift, and our stability is a gift, and it's not promised to us. And that isn't to make you feel afraid, but rather to say, this is why we do what we do. This is why we create layers of insulation, and we practice our skills, and we look more deeply at the world. We don't take anything at surface value. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I do think it's important that we critically think about the news that we're getting, about the reports that we're seeing, about all of the things that we are experiencing so we can make the best decisions for us in our time and our place. 2021 has just reminded me of how important critical thinking is and how important community is. Community continues to be something that is so key and something that I am trying to build both online and in real life. My friends, how did your 2021 goals go? I hope that your 2021 goals were much better than mine. I hope that you had specific goals, actionable goals, time-sensitive goals. What are all the smart things, measurable, right? I hope that yours were much more achievable. I am going to be doing a quick video on my 2022 goals. I'm not going to lump them into one because I like you and I don't want you to make you sit through a 20-minute video. Please comment down below and let me know how your 2021 goals went and what did you learn? If you had one takeaway from 2021, what was it? Mine is to not be lulled into a false sense of security and to really critically think about everything that I'm bringing in as far as information. Friends, I hope that you like this video. Please remember to subscribe to the channel. And if you got some value out of this, share it. Share it with a friend, share it to a Facebook group, send it to someone who's getting into prepping. I would really love to share my message of a fear-free emergency preparedness lifestyle to everyone. I think everyone can benefit. Hope you guys are all doing well. And until the next video, happy prepping.